What's going on, guys? It is Mr. Mattman, and today is Thursday, 4 o'clock a.m. Just got home from work, and we need to get this thing ready to go racing this weekend. So I'm honestly kind of concerned. So as you know, the head gasket's blue, or head gasket, I don't know which, something blue. Coolant pressure rose, so immediately took off the old Chinese head studs, put ARP head studs, had the heads resurfaced, put fresh head gaskets, and now we are back together. Yesterday, or 2 days ago now, I fired the car up and it ran extremely rough. Very fat in the tune, very rich, and all right, well maybe because when we had the heads cleaned, I never changed the spark plugs. No big deal. I went to work, I got home yesterday, I changed the spark plugs, I fired it up before I went to work today, it's still running rough. So we got some diagnosing to do. Now, one thing I know for sure is when I was putting in my alternator bracket, my O2 sensor wire runs near the bracket, and I know I accidentally pinched it when I was installing it again. Now, I'm not 100% confident at the fact that that's what could be the whole issue, but luckily Real Street Performance is local to me. They're 20 minutes down the road. They had my O2 sensor in stock, so preventatively I just want to buy a new one to outweigh the option. And if it's not the O2 sensor that's the problem, well, at least I know I have a known good spare, since a car like mine that I'm building for Drag Week, everything is good to have as a spare. So first thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to change the O2 sensor. Like I said, I got it right here. It's a Bosch 17014, and this is for my Fueltech Nano wideband. So I'm going to change that, and then I'm going to go through the whole process of testing all the inputs and outputs with the output tester on the Fueltech, and then I'm hoping I can find something wrong. So in a perfect world, I'm going to pray I have a weird issue with the coil pack. So funny enough, I've been collecting these for many years because I ran them on the Miata engine, but I would definitely say I have a few spares in my toolbox. The only other fear I have is the possibility of maybe an injector hanging open, which would cause the rich issue. So in my opinion, it's either I'm not getting spark or I'm getting too much fuel. That's, in my head, that's what's going on. I will be troubleshooting everything I can to verify this, but this is what I'm starting with. So my only fear, like I said, is I'm having an injector hang open, which is kind of strange because they are brand new, but I'm not gonna doubt anything at this point. I'm gonna troubleshoot this with a clear open mind. The last video I did the compression test and I showed all the numbers. Basically every single cylinder was 185 or 190 or 195. So compression's good. So I know every hole is, you know, getting the proper amount of air. So it's just something that I definitely have to troubleshoot. So bear with me, guys. We're gonna get this thing race ready for Bradenton. I seriously cannot believe the level of stupidity. I'm fucking stupid. Excuse my language. But I have been so frustrated for the past 2 days, just freaking out because something's bad. So this is my Fueltech, right? They have an internal map sensor. So if you can see, there is a vacuum line right here where my hand's at. You see there's a union fitting. I forgot to plug it in when me and John put the dash in. So basically, the reason why I was running so fat and I was so confused was because, I'm pulling my computer out, don't mind me, I'm sorry. Why I was running so fat is because it didn't understand how much air is actually going into the engine. Reason why I'm kind of mad about it more than anything is I made a data log yesterday and I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. Well, it was right in front of my face, I didn't see it. So just to show you, this is a pass from the track, right? So green is RPM, blue is map sensor, right? So You know, throughout the whole run, you can obviously see the map sensor rise. Okay, so let me go back to log number 2. Well, here you go. I was revving it, tried revving it. It was running really rich. And you see that flat line across, it just says map sensor. It didn't read. So I've literally been stressing like crazy because I forgot to connect the vacuum hose. Yep. I waited till about 7, it's 8 o'clock now. I waited till about 7:30 to fire the car up this morning. I haven't slept from work yet. And I'm looking at the dash and I'm like trying to rev it, looking around, and the map sensor just said 0. And I said, oh my God. It had, me and Brad agreed yesterday, it's either something crazy or something easy and stupid. So thankfully it was the later of the two. So now you see the car jacked up in the back with no tires in the back. I finally am getting a fresh set of radials. Include photo here. But yeah, the old M&Hs were pretty worn out. And I have it jacked up also because I do have to bleed the cooling system today. So this is the plans for today. So car's ready. The only thing I might possibly do before it goes today is I'm going to try to see about making another hood pin for the center and the back. That way the hood doesn't lift when I try making a pass. Either that or I'm going to zip tie the damn hood to the fuel rail brackets. I don't care. And then the goal also today is to clean all this up and get ready to go racing. So I am 100% confident the car is good to go. Short of, I just got to bleed the cooling system. So it's been a wonderful morning. If I could be honest on how wishy-washy today is, it's definitely one of those really, today's been shit. So luckily this morning, finally figured out what was wrong with the car. Everything's perfect. It's just me. I'm the problem. As far as tires, I ordered in tires to a local speed shop. They guaranteed me them today. And I go there to pick them up and they said, oh, well, they'll be here tomorrow. Well, when you're a guy that needs, literally, my tires are bald, they're gone. I need tires to race. And literally, I can't find any of them. I've been looking for 3 hours. Come to find out, my good buddy Eddie Ramirez, his brother Mikey, literally has the same set on his car, and he doesn't need them right this second. And he flat out said I could borrow them for the weekend. So whatever it's gonna cost me to rent them from the weekend, I will gladly pay that. And then my brand new ones from American Motorsports should arrive tomorrow. But being the fact that I'll be in Bradenton racing, I can't pick them up until obviously later in the week. So that Ramirez family they're good people, really good people. I'm super thankful. And it's crazy because I run pretty much an oddball size for the drag racing community for one of my buddies to even have a set laying around. So it's currently 2 o'clock. I haven't done anything to the car today because I still need to prep, clean it, bleed the cooling system. I still got to do all that. And here I am running around like a maniac for tires. So it's going to be a late night for sure. So anyway, I'm almost to Eddie's house. I'm almost to their house. That way I can grab the tires. Then we got to go see Juan, swap his tires off of his wheels, put them on my wheels, and then that'll be good. But yeah, it is crazy. I got the man Juan taking care of the freshies, and thankfully I got him for the weekend too. I got me a Juan rental.
Yeah, all I got is pay me in food, bro. We're good.
So we're taking off my old ass radials. Like I said, you can see how worn these are. So these are coming off. I'm putting Mikey's tires on for the weekend. He let me rent or borrow. I don't know how that works. It's weird. So I'm good for the weekend. And then while I'm here, we got this beautiful thing this is a guy that Juan works with. His name's Frank from High Rev Motors. This is a Tommy Kyara R34 GTR. Probably one of the most beautiful cars in existence. T30 SLs, 6-piston brakes. Like, they got the interior out. They're going through and I guess changing and cleaning some stuff, but this is like the iconic car of ever. Look at that. Tommy Kyara. I don't know how to pronounce it. Literally one of the sexiest cars ever. So these guys can import anything you want. She's a pretty girl. And then they also have these little cute little pals they get in all the time. I really don't know the appeal about them, but man, they are funky looking. I think they have a 3-cylinder engine. They make like 20 horsepower. They're very interesting looking vehicles though. It's like you gotta take this thing to the beach like immediately. Funny enough, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, like me wanting one more person, we picked up the whole back of the car. Not this car, but they've gotten a fun. So, yeah, man. So I had to go stop by Brian's house. He let me borrow a couple tools for troubleshooting the car, even though we found out it was just the damn map sensor. So cool enough, his car is getting prepared to go back to the racing season. So I come in and his car is up on the scale blocks. Looks like the exhaust is all aligned, and man, she's turning back into a car again. So he's got a friend that actually built these blocks. Like, it's insane. The scale's right in there, so they come on nice and even. And then there's also rubber bumpers so the car doesn't come off of it. So looks like the rear suspension's back in it. I'm assuming he's gonna lower it just a hair. But man, look at the rear end. It came out so pretty. He did such a good job between his fabricator and Ivan doing the powder coating. It looks absolutely insane. I love this damn Camaro. I think it's sweet. So, shoot, he'll be racing soon, and I'm almost done getting my car ready to go racing tomorrow. So, progress for both of us. It's good to see. I think I've actually started giving him a little bit more motivation to get his car done, seeing the fact that I'm finally back at the track racing mine too. So hopefully this year we're going to see a 420 out of this car. That is the goal. 435 is the personal best, but the car is very capable of a 429, 428. All right. Back home, we got to burp the cooling system and put the tires on. If I could be honest with you and just say today, this week is just not something, I feel like something's preventing me from going. I got the tires on. I got this little fill deal. I'm gonna start bleed the cooling system. And then all of a sudden the car starts leaking from the front. Well, I noticed the little crossover line was leaking. So I go to tighten it and it just kept on spinning and spinning and spinning. So looking at the coolant block, there's no threads on the thing. It got stripped out somehow. So I can't have that. Luckily, one of the revisions of making that coolant block, we still have these, and I actually have the number 4 bung left. So basically what we have to do now is we're going to Brian's house. We have to cut this part off and weld it onto this block. And I'm at the point now, I really don't give a shit if it looks good. It just needs to function, because that's obviously not going to be okay when I go try racing. So now we got to go to Brian's house to fix that, and then hopefully come back and everything else is magical and beautiful again. I can be honest, I am just not having a good day, but I hope it all works out. I'll be really bummed if all this effort goes for nothing. So, unfortunately, I gotta be transparent with y'all and show you the struggles, but it's currently 6 o'clock at night. And yeah, it's gonna take a little while to fix this, and then I have to come back and bleed the system, and yeah, it's gonna be an all-nighter. I can feel it. All right, Brian did the thing. He got mad at me because I wanted to play on his big boy toys. So I had this piece, like I mentioned prior, I cut it off. I was like, all right, cool, weld that on. And he goes, no. So he had a 1/8 inch NPT to number 4, so he kind of tapped it in, and then it's welded up now.
It's not pretty.
He says it's not pretty, but I don't think it's bad. It's not no dimes, but it's a very smooth weld and it doesn't look like crap. So no, if anyone asks, I don't give a single flying crap about making this black for the weekend. I just want it to not leak, so we'll worry about coating it another time. It's gonna go back in the car. And we're gonna go get ice cream. All right, well here we are at 11 o'clock at night, packing all the chairs, the food, the little grill, and then I got the car up in the back. Been trying to bleed the cooling system. Honestly, having a really hard time doing so, so I'm just gonna let it sit like this, and hopefully it can air bleed as much as possible, and then if I need to start doing more bleeding tomorrow, we'll try again. So on the way up to the track, we are gonna get some distilled water because I ran out of the house. So got all my safety gear up in my backpack, and then yeah, I'm starting to load the back of the little baby Colorado now. And I'm happy because I got my custom license plate in the mail. I call it the Little Rado because it's like a Silverado, but little. I don't know. I think it's cute. I love my truck. So yeah, car should be all right. Everything, I mean, it's running fine. Got fuel, got everything else. So I'm just making sure I got everything that I do need. Pack the tool bag and getting tools organized, and yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be rough because I'm sure I'm still not gonna go to sleep for at least 2 or 3 more hours, and I want to leave at 7 o'clock, so I'll be waking up at like 5:30. Yikes. So anyhow, yep, this is the dilemma right now.